Yes.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and call it to order if y'all would stand with me for the I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I think many of you were here and heard the budget presentation, and I'm just here to say, and re-emphasizing we're working on this budget journey. It's probably going to be a lot worse than it has been in the past. Although some of our decisions may seem like they're not the best or in the best interest, they are always in the best interest of what information we have at hand. And we do think about our teachers and our students and our school district when we make these decisions. I know that sometimes it looks like some of them are extraordinary, but the public doesn't have knowledge like we do that some of our funding does come from grants or miscellaneous to cover some of this. We work very hard up here trying to make these decisions, and they are hard decisions on us, I can guarantee it, because when we're talking about your livelihoods and teachers and down to janitors and all, it's a hard decision. It's a very hard decision for us to make up here. And so we're doing the best that we can. Are these? Yes.
You have two additions on, you have all of the tuition and military to be accepted. You also have Bancroft use of facilities.
Okay. Do I have a motion to adopt the agenda?
Motion.
Second. With these changes that we have, as she stated, student acceptances and releases, acceptance of tuition students, and the band use. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Do I have a motion to approve the minutes of July 12th?
Motion.
Second. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Under the consent agenda, do I have a motion to accept the consent agenda as presented?
Motion.
Second? Discussion?
Mrs. Grin is working on procedures for purchasing, and that will come to you probably at the next meeting for you to review and us to put in place.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Do I have a motion to accept the job descriptions as presented? Second?
Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Do I have a motion to accept the student releases and acceptances as presented?
Motion. Second.
Discussion?
Yeah, we'll be going back in about where we went out last year, or we're going up?
Gene, how many were added today? Do you remember?
I didn't count them.
As of yesterday, the count was 60.
We
Now, I
had to
don't
go up till 4 o'clock.
I don't count teachers' children because that's
Right.
pretty much a wash. But as of yesterday afternoon, when I was working on it late, we had 60 tuition and 47 military. That puts us 5 over our highest number last year. And that's good because it's starting out there, which gives us the full benefit of the count for October, November. And Jean, do you know what you've added? We will redo this
I mean,
tomorrow
I
and I'll
mailed
get
you
it
a
to
copy
you.
That's fine,
tomorrow.
I'm just-
I got
I
one.
want to see it
There-
over trend, and it sounds like.
And we are accepting, we have got to go ahead and let our numbers go up and increase because we're getting
Okay.
5,000 a child. If I have to add a teacher, as of yesterday, without the ads today, we'll get $35,000 in just a tuition. So if we have to hire a teacher somewhere, that will cover that. And then we're still getting the 5,000 a child to cover.
Well, and y'all, we need to start looking at even how much we're even asking them to pay for tuition. Because we're talking about $5,000 per child. If we're charging somebody X number of dollars to come to Long Beach, and it's what, how much is it? 600, and it stops us from getting 5,000, we gotta look at that whole thing.
Right.
Because, I mean, times are getting desperate. It's
Right.
almost like if you want to come to Long Beach, come on, bring you 5,000 with you.
Exactly.
In all this, I've seen so many children, and I understand that maxing out the classrooms if we have to and going that, but, I mean, how are we on our classrooms? I mean, with that development out there on 28th Street, did you, they're starting to
We've
fill it
been
up.
watching it. We haven't been able to get a firm count of children from there, but they've been coming in. Our numbers on enrollment look okay so far when I've called checking. Mrs. Price, do you have anything different on your enrollment? Does it look anything out of ordinary?
The only thing is in second grade starting to get full. We're at 25, 26 right now. In kindergarten, which we usually don't have that many at this point, we're at 20, 21.
So usually they have kindergarten that come in the last day. But like I said, for that price, we will go up and see what we've got to do. If we don't, the repercussions to Long Beach next year are tremendous. If we turn down a child, you lose them for their whole, especially an elementary child.
Now, what did we, from prior to Katrina, how much are we still down?
You were down at the beginning of this year, even after last year, you were probably still down 400 students. We were down 500 students and you got 100 of those back last year. About 500,000 increase this year. We'd be really hurting without that. And it'd be nice to go ahead and get the full 2.5 million back.
I'd like to kind of get a report on, since we've restructured and done the two K3s, 4, 6, how has that affected the school district? And I mean, has it, as far as revenue, has it affected? How's it going from grades? And are we going to stay the way we are, or is there the growth, any projections of moving back to the way we used to have our school?
We would have to look at it closely and see what we need to do and do a study. Right, this year we're going to stay. When you talk to parents, Mr. Laney, you're on the parent advisory, and you talk to parents, the input I get from parents is they like it once they settled in. They like all 4 through 6 being together. We'd ideally love to add a wing, ideally, but we don't have the money for that. We don't have the capacity to do the bond for that. But there were some real advantages to that. They like K3 in their 2 neighborhood settings. If we change, we'd have to study to see how we would change back and what would be the best way. Parents really liked 6th grade. What I kept hearing is they really liked that the 6th grade was away from 7th and 8th grade.
Okay.
And so it would take some study. We'll look at that and we'll try to get you. And Mrs. Howler and I can get you an updated number of tuition. And we've also started identifying the ones that were here last year that I believe just think they can come back. We've sent letters. But when we started calling, they said, oh, well, of course we're coming back in this. But you have to come do the paperwork and you have to be released from your other district every year. So there's probably another at least 20 students that we are trying to contact that we think will be coming back also.
All in favor? All opposed? Do I have a motion to accept the tuition students as presented? Second. Discussion? All in favor? All opposed? Do I have a motion? What are we doing here? I guess I'm asking for a motion to recommend the CDBG grants, Section 3 requirements for federal funding. Do I have a motion? Second? Second discussion?
We had a monitoring visit last week from the CDBG grant, and we attended and they looked over all of our information. And one of the things that we have to have is board minutes reflecting that, that for all CDBG projects, that we will adhere to Section 3 requirements. Section 3 requirements, and I think James sent you that documentation, has to do with that we will work to try to hire minority contractors and poverty contractors. So
we apply for grants through this program, or?
the CDBG grant that you have, which is 1.5 million, actually, it requires this. So they said, go ahead and get it on a minute so that when they come in after the project and audit, they don't hit us with something on that. So, and they said it's a technicality, have it spread in the minutes.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, do I have a motion for immediate adoption of the policies as presented? Motion?
Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Do I have a motion to add our new Director of Finance, Jana Grant, to the depository accounts for the Long Beach School District?
Motion.
Second?
Second.
Discussion?
So she still want to do
Well,
it?
well, I've only had a brief time to meet you, and you're from,
Grew up in Ocean Springs, graduated from Ocean Springs High School, and then live in Hattiesburg currently. So I'm going to commute a little while, and then when the house sales, we'll settle down here. I have a 5-year-old that will be in surprise and at Corals. I'm really excited about that. And
Do you need a real estate agent?
I'm not. So really excited, looking forward to the challenge. I'm coming from a school district that very similar situations, and this isn't anything new to me. I'm ready to kind of get my feet
Did you
wet.
have to go to Ocean Springs with Joe Cacciabato?
He was there while I was there. I wasn't in the band, but he sure was. So
I'm sorry.
So you might be able to bring us some ideas of savings that they tried to accomplish up there.
Right.
And in Lumberton, you did some of everything as far as in the finance department, correct? There were only 2 of you, so.
Right. So there were times when I ran payroll and did accounts payable, and that's why I know I can get